that you have to approach doing work with tribal communities from a real position of humility, and to not come in as the expert, because just with your research training from academia, you are not an expert in terms of what it really means to apply what you've learned and carry out what you've learned in a complicated a community with complicated dynamics, whether those are the dynamics of negotiating just the formal tribal review processes, or just how you navigate the relationships within the communities. So the work that we are talking about today is happening on a national level. We're going to be partnering with 22 tribal communities across the country. So a lot of the navigation there has to do with talking to tribal governmental leadership, because they're the ones who have to give the okay for this study. But it also has to do with connecting with the tribal Head Start directors. That's actually who we first approach. And someone, I think Aleta described herself as I don't know, someone talked about one term is a boundary spanner. Mm-hmm. And someone said something on the call today. They didn't use that term, but that's what I thought of. And that's the idea that I think as a researcher, you have to be able to walk in different worlds. You have to be able to get out of your research world, drop the lingo, and just talk to people in a real way. You have to be able to translate research concepts. I mean, people's eyes glaze over very quickly when you use a lot of really technical language. It's not a vocabulary that people have. And so you have to, while remaining truthful and true to these concepts that you're trying to convey, you also have to convey them in a way that people can connect with those terms. And so I think you have to, as a researcher, you have to build those skills as to how you just really connect with people and how you convey complex information. And I think there's a real art to it that we all continue to grow in ourselves. So I don't know if that answered your question, but I would say that the one don't assume you're the expert, or don't assume also that you are going to be warmly received. I think you come in, I can remember even when I first started volunteering in the urban American Indian community in Chicago, as a young person, I wasn't even coming in as a researcher, but I thought, oh, I have all these skills, I'm here to help. And people really weren't, that interested in me being there to help. And I think it's because, I was an outsider. I was unproven. People, I think there's a lot of people who come in and out of tribal communities wanting to, quote, help, and they might have their own ideas of what it means to help. And those ideas have been tried in some form or fashion before, and they haven't worked. Or, as soon as they get whatever they came that they needed, they're gone, and the next person's here to help, quote unquote. And so I just think you have to be really grounded in yourself, and be prepared for the long haul and for these relationships to build in a very authentic fashion.